Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for asking questions about the purchase of this or any watch you see here on our channel or our website. Reach out to me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the FP Journe Octa Sport Automatique Reserve. A timepiece with a power reserve indicator, AM/PM indicator, a lovely oversized fully loomed dial, ceramic bezel insert, and double-digit date. All of this 75 grams in lovely blackened titanium. Quite slender as well. 44 millimeters in diameter. This was the Octa Sport case that debuted in 2018, 2 millimeters larger than before, but still slender as the watch is only 10.9 millimeters thick, and from end link to end link, the absolute distance across the case is 55 millimeters, but it doesn't feel that way because of the shape of the lugs, the lightness of the case, and the flatness of the watch. On my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, you do get a sense of just how flat the watch is. It sits incredibly low, easily clearing a tight sleeve or dress cuff, so while it's intended as a sports watch, it will wear well with formal attire. It is feather light too, especially once you start removing links to size it. It gets under 75 grams, which is impressive for a timepiece of these proportions. Let's take a look at the hardware and the software for that matter, as this watch features rubber bumpers inboard and outboard to protect the finish on the case as well as the bracelet. You can see there are slash cut outer links. You can see that there are parallel asymmetrically sized center links, smaller slash cut outboard, parallel and larger inboard. Plenty of gapping between the links to allow a lot of flexibility, so comfort and souplesse on the wrist, but also gaps to avoid trapping heat, sweat, or wrist oils on a hot day. You can see the removable links are fixed in place by screws, and the clasp, which is double deployant, uses spring-loaded ceramic pin snaps so that the tolerances will not ebb over time, as the titanium construction cannot wear down the ceramic pin snaps, and it will remain sharp and crisp indefinitely. There is also a rubber cover over the titanium nameplate on the bottom of the clasp, and you can see the clasp is arced to trace the shape of the wrist. The case is simple with integrated bracelet design. It's not the standard Octa case. It's anything but a dress watch, and as you can see, there are those rubber bumpers on the flanks. There's a lovely bevel that runs all the way around the case, and then you can see that the dial itself dominates the watch as the bezel is minimalist. It does feature a scratch-resistant ceramic insert, and you can easily take note that this watch is both more legible by day and by night. We'll have a spectacular loom shot later, but I'm going to get as close as I can here. You can see that the numerals themselves are actually solid blocks of luminova, so they have a wonderful three-dimensional quality at night. As it is an FP Journe, you do have dial side bolts, a stylistic signature pioneered with the first Journe watches during the 1990s, copied by everyone. There's only one original. There's a sapphire disc with red printing for small seconds, large biomorphic tapered Journe hands, a lovely nickel anthracite gray dial, railroad style minutes track outboard, a red printed double-digit date with a quick set mechanism, a power reserve tracing the 160 hours of automatically wound power reserve, and then there is a day-night indicator down at approximately 8:45. The watch is considered swimmable. Despite the 30-meter water resistance, Journe does tout the swimmability of these Octa Sports. Now, the timepiece is powered by a caliber 1303. I'll do my best to show it to advantage here. We're going to turn this one on this side so you can see the balance and the escapement. But unlike the conventional 1300, this one's made of aluminum, as the Octa Sport movements have been since late 2011 when the first ones debuted. So it is a very light watch because of the titanium outside and the aluminum inside. Now, it's adjusted in 5 positions, which is the high horology and chronometer standard, and it features a free-sprung balance that makes it more shock resistant. That, as well as the larger balance itself. Those two features, free-sprung with a large balance, making it resistant to shock and vibration-induced timing deviation. It beats sway at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It features a quick set for its date. It does not feature hacking seconds. That's really the only refinement it lacks. It has unidirectional winding action with a custom rotor only fitted to the Octa Sports and the Line Sport models, and the unidirectional action with ceramic rotor bearings combined for low maintenance and high efficiency, unidirectional and ceramic being more efficient than bidirectional and steel, respectively. You can see Côte de Genève circular across the winding bridge and train bridges. You can see there is engine turned perlage in 2 sizes on the base plate, all black polished screws, and Appreciate the fact that wheels feature satin finish and there are mirrored bevels on the edge of the bridges. Of course, you have that multiple screw fixture for the custom and techno-industrial rotor on these Octa Sports. A timepiece that is truly cool, versatile, remarkably thin for what it is, and incredibly comfortable. It's the quintessence of dust on your wrist. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the FP Journe Octa Sport. You can see those solid block Luminova numerals radially rayed with luminescent indices outboard.